Hey, what is going on, everybody? So as you guys know, I've had iOS 12 the beta on my daily driver, which is the 7 Plus, for a couple days now. I haven't had it for the whole entire time, and I just kind of want to talk about some problems I've been having with it. Now, I just want to say, like, I'm not complaining about it. I'm not saying like Apple's horrible or iOS is horrible or anything like that. I'm just kind of stating some problems I've been having. So if anybody from Apple's watching, or somebody knows somebody that knows somebody who knows somebody in Apple, they can hear about these problems and hopefully put a fix to them. I haven't had too many crazy ones, but some of them are kind of minor, annoyingly affecting me kind of, but I'll explain them in a second. So I haven't had any like random reboots or anything like that. So overall it seems pretty stable, but the one I talk about the most is definitely the apps not opening. So as you know, Real Racing 3, for example, it opens, but it actually doesn't open because it just crashes. And every single time it happens. So, you know, it's just something I want to put out there. And then the weird thing is like it just goes into landscape like that and it doesn't go back to portrait mode. I'm not really too sure why. There we go. So there was another bug right there. And one interesting one I found out is kind of funny. If you double tap the home button to get into like the reachability thing and you turn on your screen, the reachability will actually turn on. And this actually never happened before in like iOS 11.4, but it does happen on the betas on iOS 12, so that's kind of funny. So if you get into reachability and you turn the screen on, it actually goes into that, which is kind of funny, so you can actually like hop out of that. And one weird thing I was having was that if I pulled up and I like kind of went to the right a little bit, I don't know if you know this, but the notification center, like it says like notification center and the clear all button right here, I was actually getting that for a little bit. So it actually went away. I was getting that. So it was kind of weird a little bit that was coming up. But yeah, that was another bug I found. And another thing I noticed that if I had notifications in here and I unlocked the screen and I turned the screen off and I turned the screen back on, the notifications would still be there, like the same ones. And usually they're dismissed as soon as I boot up the screen. I don't know if that's a problem with me or if that's a problem with iOS, but basically every time. So if I unlock the phone, I even check the notifications, okay, I got them, whatever, and I turn off the screen again, and I went to turn on the screen, the same notifications would still be there, even though I already unlocked the phone. I don't know how I'm going to show you this, but I did notice there's a little bit of lag when I'm like scrolling between the pages on the home screen. So I don't know if I can like show you exactly, but like as you can see, like you can see that there's a little bit of tiny lag if I go quickly. Usually it would be like pretty consistent and pretty like fast, but in my case you can see like I mean, it looks pretty good, right? And through the camera it looks pretty good. I think you have to do it in person in order to get a better idea of it, but it seems like it takes like just like a couple milliseconds for it to register that someone's touching it, to swipe between the pages. Opening apps and everything seems fine though, but it's just the one thing I noticed. And one super annoying thing is that I use a third-party keyboard, the Gboard, and for some reason, I've never had it switch to the stock keyboard so many times other than when I was like on other versions of iOS, like it has on iOS 12. I'm talking like every single day it switches back to the stock keyboard, which is this one, and I have to like manually go in here and like switch it back and then click ABC and then switches back. It's not that big of a deal, but it is kind of an annoyance. And there is a little bit of lag getting into multitasking, I noticed. As you can see, like I double click and it looks like it takes like an extra second just to register it. That's the same thing. As you can see, I'll double click now. As you can see, it like takes a millisecond or two. It's not the end of the world. Like I'm not like gonna switch anything, but it's just kind of weird that's the case. And one weird thing I was having, this is just a screenshot, but my mobile name, which is T-Mobile, actually went away up here. So I actually like that. I actually kind of prefer it over the regular one, but it was kind of weird. Okay, I can zoom in. As you can see, it just showed me the cell signal and the Wi-Fi signal, but the T-Mobile name was not there. So I actually kind of like that, how it looks. I don't know if that's a bug or if that's a feature, but now it's actually back. If you look up here, it does say T-Mobile. So another thing I noticed is that the Wi-Fi does lag a lot sometimes. I actually had to reboot the phone a couple of times, but I manually did it. It's not like it randomly rebooted by itself. And I wanted to make sure it was my phone and not like just my Wi-Fi. So one of my MacBook and the Wi-Fi was working fine. So it definitely is a problem with Wi-Fi in iOS 12. I haven't had a problem yet in a while, but I think it does exist still. And one thing I noticed, and this might be a minor thing, but when I went to reboot the phone and I like fully turn it off, it actually took quite a bit of time for it to fully power off. In my next comparison review, I'll definitely make sure I get a video of me rebooting the phone because I show me powering it all on, but I don't show me powering it off. So I'll probably add that in next time. And this next thing is kind of a really important one for me. When I was getting some FaceTime calls, and this happened just yesterday, for some reason it didn't show up on the screen, but it still rang the phone and it came up on my MacBook and on my Apple Watch. And when I went to look at it on my Apple Watch, it actually said, pick it up on your iPhone, but I couldn't because it literally rang my phone, but it wouldn't show up on the screen. You know, you can click accept or deny or swipe or whatever. I don't even know what it is for FaceTime, but it didn't show up on my phone. So it was the weirdest thing ever because it rang, but I couldn't, accept it. It wasn't even like a green box appear or anything. It just didn't show up on my phone, so that was really weird. So those are most of the bugs that I found on iOS 12. I just kept a running list that, as it went. This is why I tell everybody not to download the beta, because as I said on the first day and the second day or whatever, like it seemed pretty stable and it seemed like there were no problems with it. But as you continue to use it, you find more and more bugs. And this is why anybody who's telling you to download and install the beta on your daily driver, you should not listen to them ever, because I don't even know why they would say something like that. And that's pretty much where I'm going to end it off, guys. If you have any questions or anything, leave it down in the comment section below. Hit that like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. We are still doing the iPhone SE and iPhone 6s giveaway, and in order to enter, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel and follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and you're already entered. All the links to my Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff is down there. I'll also leave a link to the video explaining more about the giveaway, so check out all the links in the description for that. But more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys, and hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.